The Galaxie's getting a 9-inch rear end. Good times ahead. Back from the junkyard, I've got a treat for the Galaxie. Galaxie needs a rear end. I've got a 9-inch rear end for it. This thing only turns a little bit. I'm hoping it's just because the brakes are locked up. So, let's take off the brakes and see what's in there. The brake drum on that side, it was fairly easy. The star wheel was able to move without much problem. This side, yeah. With negotiations with the hammer and the torch, I was able to get it off. I finally just said the heck with it, and I cut the pins off the back side on the backing plate, and then I was finally able to get the drum to move. The star wheel adjuster, this is upside down right now. The star wheel adjuster usually is on the bottom on this one. Star wheel it's locked up. It didn't want to move, so I'm going to free that up. And another bumper part. I broke a drum trying to take it off. That's not gonna help the resale value, but you know, you got to do what you got to do to get it off at times. Under the car, here's what I have to do. I got to remove my drive shaft. I've got to disconnect my brake hose up here. I also have to disconnect right here my my parking brake cable, one on each side. Then I've got to disconnect my shocks. I've got one on each side. Then I've got to just see if I can remove the bolts out of the bushings for this 3-link. Now this is what scares me the most, because like I said earlier, the bolts were just froze to the bushing on the 9-inch that I got from the junkyard. So yeah, we'll see what happens. You're moving! Yeah! You're moving! Yes! Yes! Okay, it's out. Old, new and shiny. So, now, some of you might be wondering why am I putting a 9-inch in here? Why would you replace that? The reason is there's something wrong with this one. When I cleaned off the underbelly of this, I noticed somebody soldered the tube going to the pumpkin, and it was wet. And I went, And I'd already driven it a bunch before I noticed it. And I checked the rear end fluid. The rear end fluid was good still, but I knew this was not right. So I knew eventually I'd have to get a new rear end. So I got a new rear end. Stay. Okay. What? No. I don't have any bolts. I've got the bottom brackets in on the 3-link. I got the top one in. Now for this, whatever this scientific angle is called, this is cammed. I'm just going to match it back to what it was. The other rear end, we'll try it out and see what happens. I took pictures of it so I know where that goes. And I'm going to put this link in. Drive shaft, brakes. Still a little ways to go, but you know what? I got it in the 3-link for the most part. I'm going to tighten this up though before I drop the jack. But feels good to have it in. Okay, it's in. I'm a hot mess, but it's in. The 3-link hooked up. Got everything hooked up. Shocks. I need to make sure that the springs seat correctly at the top and the bottom and on the axle and on the frame itself. I need to put the parking brake cables back in. I obviously need to put the brakes back together. I'll do that. I just thought it'd be easier without it rolling around on the floor. I took the springs off the some of the brake shoes. That thing was rolling when I was trying to tear it down outside of the car. It was a pain in the butt. So I think it's going to be easier to do with it inside the car. I also need to do the brake lines yet on that back axle. Now, some of you might be wondering, why didn't I do it outside the car? It'd be 10 times easier. Just because of the fact that while I was trying to balance it on this jack, it rolled off a couple times. And I didn't want to bend up all those lines and then crush one when it rolled off. So that's the reasoning. You know, I've got the old ones here that pull off of it, so I'm just going to match it up to this. So, and then they, for the most part, should just bolt right in. Yep, so I've got that to do next. I ordered new brake hoses for it. I still got to go out buy the brake lines, so it's not going to get running obviously tonight. You know, it's late. I'm tired anyway. So yeah, we'll keep trucking and go from there. Okay, here we go. Maybe not. No squeaks. Nothing that sounds out of the ordinary.
Boom, boom! Here we go, guys!